Hello and welcome to the Hearts podcast. This is season 5, episode 8. I turn 29. This is one of the episodes I have finally written, and I have produced at least 7 pages, so it might be a fairly long episode, who knows. And we have 4 more episodes after this one until we finish the season, and then we can begin season 6 shortly after, because there are 16 seasons being planned with over 250 episodes altogether. And season 6 is going to be a shorter season, just so you know. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm 29. I will be by the time this episode is available to you, because it will be scheduled for release in April, I believe. If you want to have some fun, then you can turn the numbers around and make it so that I'm 92. I try to celebrate my birthday, even if it is something small at home. I am hoping that the day after my birthday, on March 8th, I can have another trip to Toby Carvery with the housemates, and that is the home of the roasts. Because in the UK, we have one traditional dish, which is a roast dinner. The only thing is, I am anxious with these days, especially if it's out around my birthday or the day after, because of the possibility of public interactions. So, acknowledging my birthday and possibly singing my birthday. Well, happy birthday, I mean. I am buying myself a happy birthday badge to to acknowledge it is my birthday, and I want to see if anyone notices. It's also okay if they don't, and I will be happy if they do. I like to plan my life as well um as have a plan put in place, because in 21 years I will be 50 years old, and I would have lived half a century. I want to have a big party with the IRL friends, so that will be limit invitations, unfortunately. But I do have a small circle in IRL, which I like to keep moderately small on purpose. And not only would I like to have selfies of those who attend, I would like to also have a group picture of everyone who comes. Now, this may be difficult to hear, but not long after my 50th birthday, I want to plan my funeral, because I would have lived half my life. So then I think personally that that is a good time to start thinking about the unfortunate events. But I still have at least 21 years to go, so it should be fine, because now I am too young to think about that. On top of that, should the tickets be there, I want to go to see Annie the musical production at our local theatre, so that will be good, because I do enjoy a theatre trip as much as I do with a cinema trip, but they are two different things. And that's mostly what I want to say. If it all goes to plan, I will also have an up-to-date photo of myself on this birthday, on my 29th, so that it shows I have turned 29, and it will be where I look more presentable. The only photos I have of myself are first birthday, 19th, 20th, and 21st. Other photos were not saved or have been lost. I am missing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and even the most recent one, 28. But even on my most recent birthdays, I have not got photos for it, because sometimes I do not want to celebrate it, and I want to treat it as another day and don't always want a picture, whilst others I have to ask my unfortunate mother, as she does have copies of a lot of photos within my birthdays. But I don't think that will be a good idea to get back in contact because we did not leave on good terms, and it's just best we aren't in contact. But if it does go to plan, hopefully, for the over 60 years I have left of my life, I will try my best to log the event with a memorial photo of every birthday to follow up until then. I felt mostly happy about it, but because oh well, sorry, no, I've missed a bit. For years I thought I was the only one with this birthday, 7th of March. But then I was introduced to the lady who took in our cat Luna, and she had the same birthday as me. But at the time I had mixed feelings because it was the first time I had ever met somebody with the same birthday as me. And I felt mostly happy about it, but also I felt a bit intimidated because it might be that they might try and steal my thunder, if you get my expression that I used. I didn't want that friendship, especially as she would go to my mother all the time in how I may react about things if she didn't like something. And it's like, oh my God, again, you do not dictate how I feel or should behave about things. Whilst now I am trying to make it where my friends can message me, I know that I share this birthday with two other friends. One who is younger than me and the other who is older than me. But we both have 7th of March in common. I feel different about that now because I am older and no one can dictate your birthday, as especially no one controls the day of your birth of your mother's. So, if anything, that is no one's fault. But when I was in contact with my mother, she used to always share a lot of not only pregnancy stories, but my younger birthday stories, the ones I may not remember, as unfortunately, as you get older, you do forget things and lose some memories, which is a bit sad. I was not meant to have been born on the 7th of March, according to my mother, because my actual birthday was supposed to be the 14th of March, but I was a week early because I wanted to be born early. So that shows how keen I was. But yes, at least three others share the same star sign as me, which is Pisces, and I am very spiritual, discovering my empathy post 2022. So I have known about it for 4 years. But I do keep educating myself about empaths, and whilst there are at least 10 different types of known empaths, there are also rare empaths and many not listed until they make themselves known. But as we all know, a lot of empaths are in hiding because not all of them want to work. In 2022, that was the year I woke up spiritually. And even though I had earlier signs of my empathy, this was when I had the realization that, oh goodness, I am an empath. And whilst there is a March Pisces, there is also a February Pisces, who may more than likely be different to March, but have similar qualities. My IRL friend Emmy becomes the same age of my age for about a week because we are in the same month. And then Emmy turns a year older since she was 1996 born and I was 1997 born. She just missed the Pisces mark and she is in Aries. Sometimes in our WH Smith stores, which is, as far as I know, a British a stationery, entertainment and bookstore, you could find, if they have it in stock, your birth year on a CD And it's a documentary of all the events that happened in the year you were born, but it's not always available because many people are interested in that. But actually, to my research, WH Smith is actually a global store, and they do have an online website with some information, and they have been around since 1792, which is a very long time indeed, and that was 234 years ago since being the year 2026 as I do this podcast episode. Now being 29, I am a year till being 30, and then that's almost 20 years to go of being 50 years old. And it may be that I might develop a midlife crisis. I don't know if many people feel the same way for me, but ever since I turned 23 years old, I did suffer with a quarter life crisis, which is a real thing, and it's like midlife crisis, but at a younger age. I am thankful to be an only child because if I had a brother or sister, it would mean that not only my mother would have to have the same partner because of my situation, because I think if she had a child with my stepfather, that would complicate the family and also negative feelings would, including favoritism, would more than likely occur. But I'm sure you can understand that I do not want to share my cousin since she is a blood relative and is basically the sister I never had. And we're from the same family, even though we have different parents. And I most definitely don't want my mother and parents ruining another sibling life too, should that have happened. But thankfully, I have had many sibling figures. Should you join the Smythe name in this family, I will be your immediate adoptive sister because I am not comfortable with the parent figure role. It works well to be addressed as a sister since I am platonic with most people. And most importantly, I want to thank Emmy and Mary, who became my adopted sisters because of the withdrawal taking place and becoming legalized October 2025.